Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to be looking at how to represent fractions of a set. This is lesson 6.7 in 4A for Math in Focus. So when we're representing fractions of a set, basically what we're doing is instead of saying that we have 14 out of 16 cups, instead of saying we have 12 out of 16 cups, we're going to use a fraction to tell how many cups we have out of a total set. So when we do this, we're going to use a bar model to draw a whole to represent the denominator or the whole amount of the set. We're going to split or partition the bar model to represent how many groups are in the whole or how many groups the bar model will be broken into. And then we're going to shade the amount of the set that's shown. And we need to figure out how much each piece is worth, just like we would do with a regular fraction. So the first step that we're going to do, grab my pen, is we are going to count how many total circles we have in this set. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So when I draw this bar model, and I already have it drawn at the bottom, I'm going to label the entire bar 16. That's how much the entire set is worth. When I go to split the amounts in my bar model, I'm going to split based on the number of sets that I have inside the entire set. So if you take a look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets. So when I break my bar model, I'm going to split it into 4 equal parts. And then I have to decide how much each part is worth. So if I'm taking a look at 4 sets of 4, the whole is worth 16. Each shaded set is going to be worth 4. And I'll label that right down here for you. Okay, so that's kind of how we decide what our picture is going to look like. So now if we take a look at an example of how we're going to kind of break apart and tell a fraction of a set, take a look at the bar model that I have drawn. I have one total bar right here. Let's grab a color. One whole bar, and at the very top of my slide it says that I need 4/5 of a 25 total set. So I'm going to draw my entire bar model, and I'm going to label, just like I already have, as you can see, I'm going to label the whole bar is worth 25. Now, when we partition or when we break apart a whole, when we're just looking at fractions, remember, what part of the fraction do we look at? We look at the denominator to tell us how many equal parts the whole will be split into. So if you take a look at my bar model that's already drawn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts my bar model is partitioned or split into because my denominator says that I have 5 complete equal parts out of the 25 whole. When I go to shade how many parts, my numerator always tells me the number of parts that I need shaded. So I'm going to shade 1, 2, 3, 4 of those 5 parts. Now, we need to kind of play a little bit into division here when we're trying to figure out how much is actually 4/5 of the entire set 25. So take a look down here. I have 5 units total broken up into my whole piece. Those 5 units together equals 25. That means that just one of these units equals 5. If that's true, I want to know how much 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5, 4/5, is worth. So I would need to multiply 5 times 5, 5, 5. 5 times 4 is 5, 10, 15, 20. So 4/5 of 25 is 20. Okay, so I know that might sound a little bit confusing. We're going to take a look at another example, but if you take a look up here, fractional parts of each number we're kind of trying to find here. So let's take a look at another example. If I'm taking a look at 5/7 of 28, so if I ask you, what is 5/7 of 28? Okay, well, I know that I have a whole piece of 28 here. So I'm going to start by drawing my bar model, and you're going to do this with me on your guided notes. And I'm going to label this entire bar 28. That's how much my whole entire set is worth. Now I have 7 as my denominator, so 7 is going to be the amount that I'm going to break up my bar into. And then out of those 7 equal parts, I'm going to shade 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have to think in terms of multiplication and division at this point. So if I have a total of 28 and I have 7 equal parts, I know 7 units equals 28. 1 unit is going to equal 4. I'm going to divide 27 by 7 equal parts. So if I'm trying to find how much 5 of those parts are worth, I'm going to count by 4s up until I get to 5. So 4 times 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5. 4 times 5 gives me 20. So if I'm trying to find out 5/7 of a whole set 28, I'm going to have 20. And now at any point, you guys can rewind the video and take a look back at the examples of how to do this. But for now, I want you to go ahead in your guided notes and I want you to try this example on your own. Find 1/3 of 12. At the end of the lesson, I want you guys to put your math notebooks on the back counter so that I can check your work, and we'll go over this at a later time. Good luck. You'll do great.